The United States passes 80,000 deaths from COVID-19. And while that's a horrifying number, new deaths per day are down in most states, reflecting trends happening around the world. Some states and countries continue to see death rates staying high. Good morning. It's May 12th, 2020. I'm Zank from Bennett Data Science for today's updates on the COVID-19 recovery graphs, where you'll see how states and countries are recovering from COVID-19. Internationally, take a look at the United States. This orange curve is the smoothed moving 7-day average. What that means is the orange curve removes all of this variability that we're seeing in new deaths per day in red and gives us really a good marker to look at to see how the country is doing, how all these countries are doing to drop the number of new deaths per day to zero. That is when there's no more COVID-19. This blue curve is the number of total deaths. That will flatten up at the top, the way you see happening here in France, as this orange curve drops down towards zero. So when we put our mouse over, we can count the number of new deaths per day in red, but it's really this orange indicator we're looking at to see how well the regions are progressing. And so you can see that the United States is dropping slowly, much more slowly than the new deaths increased. So we want to see this drop much more quickly. And as we'll see in a minute, the United States is dropping slowly because certain states are progressing very well and certain states are not. And that sort of mixture of all the different states is why this is not dropping as quickly as we'd like. And we'll dive into that in just a moment. The United Kingdom, again, dropping slowly, similar to most countries. There's a quick rise in deaths and then a slow drop off for whatever reasons. Italy has a lot less day-to-day variability than other countries, with almost 31,000 total deaths now. They're dropping day after day, which is what we want to see there. This blue curve looks as though it's going to flatten off soon. Again, that's the best thing we could hope for Italy, is that orange curve drops quickly. Spain, France, looking very similar, doing very well. Brazil still on the way up. It looks like Brazil's got a long way to go before they get past COVID-19. Belgium remaining flat here at the bottom, but again doing very well in terms of progress at 51 new deaths yesterday, but we expect some variation day to day. Typically early in the week is when some of these new deaths get recorded, so Monday they may not have been recording over the weekend just yet. Germany, again below 100, but just a few days ago we're up at 282. We thought that Germany would drop much more quickly, but this orange curve has stalled rather than dropping down as quickly as we would have liked to have seen. Iran and China will skip for now. I'm not too confident in how they're reporting data there. Netherlands is dropping consistently, which is wonderful to see in terms of beating COVID-19. Canada is another country I'm keeping my eye on because this number of new deaths per day is not decreasing, which means that this blue curve is still going up without any sign of rolling off at the top that we want to see. Mexico is another country in that situation where we see Sweden. There is some flatness here in this orange curve. It's hard to really interpret the red until you look at the moving 7-day average, which shows that they're not really making much progress in Sweden and dropping new deaths per day. So keep an eye on them. Russia and India also showing a rising number of new deaths per day, along with Peru and then Romania. Perhaps remaining flat with Indonesia, Poland, Philippines. Pakistan is increasing, and Japan is down at 9, 17, 13. Not many new deaths per day, but it's not showing consistent dropping. So that's what we'd like to see there, the way Austria has done. Look at their blue curve up at the top. Not many new deaths per day, 1, 2, 3. So Austria looks to be doing very, very well here. Let's go up and switch to the United States. New York has changed the way they were recording attribution to COVID-19, and so that's why we saw this spike. I don't believe those were new deaths on May 6th. I believe that that was just a reporting issue, and so this data is coming from New York Times. They do a fantastic job, but I just don't think the attribution is correct on these dates. New Jersey is again dropping, but not as quickly as we'd like to see. Who knows if this is noise or if this is really a drop week over week. We'll keep watching. Massachusetts, not dropping very slowly, but decreasing nonetheless. But we would like to see this happen much more quickly. A week and a half ago, 200 deaths per day, and now down to 140. It's just not dropping very quickly there. Illinois is still on the way up, new deaths per day. Same with California. Connecticut not dropping very quickly at all, or hardly at all. You could argue that this isn't a drop at all. Michigan is dropping, but rather slowly. Pennsylvania, again due to the way they're recording. But if we look at the moving average, it's a story that shows this is a lot harder to make go away than I think we're assuming it is. When we say that deaths are down, yes, they are, but you still see states like these where it's just not dropping as quickly as they would like, and for some reason, week over week, you see this struggle to make the number of new deaths per day drop. Florida, Maryland, Indiana, all in the same situation. Ohio, Georgia, Texas. We're looking for some sign that this orange curve is going to drop down and go to zero, similar to how it might be doing in Colorado. But again, it's still fairly flat here. But this is such a small number of new deaths per day that hopefully they're very close in Colorado to that. Washington showing some good progress and then going back up over the past week. Minnesota, North Carolina, same situation. This orange curve is really not making the drop we want to see in Arizona. It's even been going up for, about 5 or 6 days. Alabama showing something similar, but so much variability here. It's hard to say this is due to week-over-week reporting. Perhaps this variability is due to the small numbers here. So that's the COVID-19 recovery graphs for today, Tuesday, May 12th. Thank you for watching. I will update these every few days, and if there are some new progressions in COVID-19, I will be sure to make a video and get it out to everyone. Thanks for watching, and stay safe and stay healthy.